Good afternoon and welcome to Crowns and Sashes. Today I'm speaking to the lovely Becky. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell everyone when the final is?
Hi, I'm Becky Farran, your Ms. Lancashire Atlantic 2020-21. So Atlantic Beauty Pageant is a virtual pageant now. We are sending videos in by the 16th of April, but the actual pageant itself is on the 24th of April, which should be a great Saturday for us all.
Yeah, something to look forward to.
Definitely.
We're going to be talking about your platform today, which is Alzheimer's. Would you mind telling everyone why Alzheimer's is your chosen platform?
Of course. So I chose Dementia UK, Alzheimer Research, that platform, because I've already gone through it with my great-grandma. However, I lived abroad when she was sort of towards the end of dementia. So I didn't really go through it as much with her as the rest of my family. However, now that I'm living back in the UK, on me dad's side, my granddad now has dementia and was diagnosed about a year ago. So I'm very much involved now in this part of the of the diagnosis, I guess, and just sort of going through it with my granddad and really understanding what a toll that, unfortunately dementia has on the family members as much as the person that's got it. So that's why I've chosen this platform, because it's very raw and it's something that I'm living through at the moment. And
it's a tough journey, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And I suppose my thinking to it was that my granddad is not as bad yet, but in the future, when we're going to need resources such as the Admiral nurses that Dementia UK offer, I just decided I'd give back now, because in the future we're going to rely probably a little bit more on those services. So before my granddad gets there, I wanted to give back.
How is your granddad doing, especially through lockdown?
Yeah, really hit and miss. I guess like the rest of us that are sort of going through it. Today was quite difficult because normally we go out for a walk, but then with the weather being so rubbish, we can't do that. So it is sort of sat around the house, putting on his favourite music, which lifts his spirits. But he does seem to sit around and think, what am I doing now? What are we doing?
It's the confusion part at the moment then, Forgot what you've done.
There's not much to do. Yeah.
No. So
it's just constantly
been waving from the window type thing from the last year.
Yeah, but he likes his cups of teas and he likes his biscuits, and I usually bake something or get something from Greg's to take round. So
oh, bless him. Does he live alone still at the moment then?
No, he has my grandma, and it is my grandma who's probably got the most pressure on her, and I feel under that pressure as well. She struggles herself because in their relationship it was always my granddad that kind of did everything, even the cooking, the cleaning, the money side of things and life. And so my grandma's had to sort of take all that upon herself now, and she is sort of feeling a way through that, and we're helping.
It's a role reversal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is your nan okay as well?
Yeah, so my great-grandma on my mum's side, she passed away a few years ago of dementia, but I did see her a few times before she passed away, and it was quite precious really in those moments when they do not understand what they're doing. Like my grandma, she used to, I remember once she was stirring a cup of tea using the TV remote, but luckily it had no batteries in because it was something she used to do often. So
that's just a fake one that she can use. I know when my granddad was alive, he used to go out into the street when he was still living at home and just stand in the road. He just thought that was perfectly normal. And my nan trying to get him in and trying to explain, it's just really hard. It's like a total role reversal and a total personality transplant, isn't it, to what they used to be like.
It really is. And I think just reminding them of who they used to be, or knowing parts of their life, because my granddad will go off about something and in my head I'm trying to think, right, is he on about when he was younger? Is he on about when he was working? Is he on about something that happened yesterday?
And they're talking about something and you're like, I'm going to catch up in a minute, I promise. I just need to have a quick think about what it is you're talking about.
It's paraphrasing. I just try and paraphrase with my granddad, so he is, it's trying to appease them really,
Yeah,
rather than sometimes my grandma at first, she was very much like, what are you going on about now? You're not a full shilling.
I think it's harder for the nans and that, because they're living with it 24/7.
Yeah.
Whereas the likes of the grandchildren are just popping in as and when they can, aren't they? Maybe 3 or 4 times a week. It's not the same. We don't get it 24/7, do we?
No.
They must get a bit of frustration in them as well.
Yeah, that lack of sort of adult communication, I guess.
It's lonely life for the nans, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very lonely, especially through lockdown as well, because your nan hasn't been able to get out and see any of her friends. She's just been with your granddad, who you're saying is like a shilling short.
Yeah.
And got no adult company or conversation.
Yes, it's a shame really, and we do try to remind her, but we've actually we've enrolled my granddad now in a cafe care hub, so it's like the daycare. So he had his first day there yesterday, and it went well, so that's definitely gonna be a little bit more of a relief for my grandma when he goes there.
They're a lifesaver. He'll really enjoy it, and he'll come out on a high at the same time as your nan, thinking, yes, I've had a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Well, we're actually joking in our family, saying that he's going to end up getting a girlfriend or something, is it?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not another one.
Yeah.
What have you been doing to fundraise throughout your getting you to your final? What have you been up to raise awareness for Alzheimer's?
So I'm a yoga teacher, and I also practice Reiki as well, which is both very holistic ways of healing. So I advocate for that. So for Dementia UK, I've been putting on free yoga classes and asking people to just donate whatever they feel it's worth. I've also been offering free distant Reiki healing for a small donation of £2 per person, because distant Reiki as well can be done to anyone anywhere in the world, so it's really accessible, especially with the way things are at the moment. And then apart from that, getting ready to do the memory walk.
Yay!
Yeah.
When you're saying yoga, is that for everyone? Would your granddad be able to participate? Is it anyone? Absolutely anyone?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done, I think for me granddad, that would be sort of chair-based yoga.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've tried to get him to do a bit of yoga, but it's not, I think for their generation, they weren't movers. My granddad played football. It wasn't about stretching kind of thing. So he doesn't quite understand that it's a good thing, and that this is, if we do these stretches, then we're going to sort of be healthy in our body. But I'd say my yoga classes are for beginners, but people who are able-bodied. I'm very equipped at putting on a yoga class that would be specifically chair-based, or even for those people that have injuries. So I can always cater to that, but at the moment it's just more of a beginner's class for
How can people find you? How can people join that class?
So actually, you've just reminded me of something that I wanted to do. I wanted to make a Facebook group sort of solely for these classes. But at the moment, I'm just on Facebook at Becky Farran, on Instagram as well. But my Just Giving page, with all the funds going directly to Dementia UK, is Becky Distant Reiki Healing on Just Giving.
When is your next yoga class?
Haven't planned the next one, to be honest. I had quite a few people donate recently, and I've been doing the Reiki side of it. But the yoga class, I haven't planned the next one. I was thinking possibly Sunday or Monday. Obviously, with the kids going back to school this week, I will be going back into work. I'm going back into work tomorrow. So it's been harder for me to plan one this week and next week, because I'm just trying to get myself sort of back into the work routine a little bit more.
It's changing your mind now, isn't it? It's like my mindset hasn't been going into work.
Exactly. And I just wanted to be a bit kind to myself as well, and not give myself too much to do this week, as well as that daunting aspect of going back into work. And
Let me know when your next yoga class is, though, because I'd love to join in. That would be great fun.
Absolutely, yes.
Do you have any advice for anyone who might be a little bit overwhelmed with dementia at the moment? Like someone who's just been diagnosed and they're starting to see the changes in someone. Do you have any advice for them?
Yes, that person is still who they are to you.
Mm-hmm.
The unconditional love will not disappear. They might feel like they're disappearing, or with someone themselves it might feel like you're losing your mind, but it is, honestly, it's all going to be okay.
Yeah.
And if you are watching someone go through it, then my biggest advice would to be just hone in on those tiny precious moments where they are there, or they do seem to be recognizing the situation they're in, and in the moments where it's overwhelming, just listen, just try and, like I said earlier, appease that person rather than going against them or telling them this and that is going on. It's so hard, but really trying to figure out in the moment, what does this person really need? And just really being in the moment, and just have a think about what would cheer them up, what from what's they done in their life, that memories that you can remind them of.
Old good happy memories, they always bring smiles and joy. Music, and I know it's hard at the moment, but seeing them as much as you possibly can, but I know that's here and there at the moment, isn't it? Hopefully soon it's going to be a lot easier. Now, myself and you are taking part in the Memory Walk on the 20th of March. If anyone would like to sponsor us, we'd be very grateful. But we're going to do it together, virtually together. We're going to try and FaceTime. We're going to keep everyone up to date with what we are doing, and maybe we could try and get on Facebook Live as we were walking. But Becky's also going to take her granddad on some of the walk, which I'm very happy because I might get to say hello to him as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So everyone can follow our journey through that, and I will put a big post up in Crowns and Sashes when we've got all our photos and everything finished from the day. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully the weather is nicer than today.
I don't know what we'll do if it's not. It'll just have to be moved to the day after, I think, because, there's no way I'll get him out. He gets grumpy if it's a bit cold or...
Yeah, I don't want to wear a big coat and scarf and hat.
Yes, and then, and his gloves, actually. He can always put the right glove on, but can never get his left hand in. It's the strangest thing, but yes, he'll be joining me for a part of the walk, and then hopefully my doggy as well will be joining.
Yes, my dog's going to meet me at the end, not do the whole lot.
Yes, my doggy's got the little bandana.
Oh,
me
bless
too.
Him. Now, Atlantic is coming up very fast. Are you ready? Have you got all your outfits? Have you got your walks planned? Do you know what date you're doing your walks?
Well, my walk's planned in my head, but that might be because I've watched too much RuPaul lately. So I've been sissying that walk in my head, but I can't say I've practiced it in the physical form yet. As for my outfits, some of them are down, some of them are perfect. It's hard because I'm trying to find outfits that don't need tailoring, obviously, because we can't get to a seamstress. So yes, I'm still working on one of my outfits, but two I think are pretty much down. So yes, feeling ready.
I might be able to hem a little bit up myself, but I'm not a seamstress by any means. So they need to fit.
Something that's going on my list is to, dressmaking and sewing. I want to do a little course in that, or there's a million YouTube videos out there, I'm sure. So
there is.
It's just actually doing it, isn't it?
Exactly, and having the time if you're going back to work.
Quite, yeah.
Yeah. Finally, if you was to win, what does that mean to you?
It would mean the start of more hard work.
Yep.
And I think that's something that I've quite kind of come to the realization in the last 2 weeks, is that I've been working so hard, but that's not going to stop. That's going to continue. And
this
if anything,
is just something to come, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's gonna mean the start of hard work. It's gonna mean the start of, well,